We've got a Jeep Wrangler in the family, and it's a little too rock climber-esque, a little too aggressive of a bumper, if you will. So we're going to tame it down a little bit with a Hooke Road bumper, a brand new Hooke Road bumper that's newly powder coated. Won't be maybe as industrial-esque, but we'll get the job done. We'll look good, have new lights, and look really good because we're kind of doing a complete makeover on this Jeep. To install our new Hooke Road front bumper, we rolled out our Milwaukee pack-out 366-piece mechanics tool set. This is basically built around their pack-out system, and it's a complete three-box drawer setup, and all your tools are organized within it. So very handy design that we threw this in an SUV and drove it out to where we're installing this, and it worked out great. Then brought along a bag of power tools and some other accessories. Now, this is our Hooke Road bumper, and specifically this is the Different Trail Rock Mid-Front bumper with winch plate, and it also includes two 25-watt LED lights, all in this package. As we open this up here, it was packaged very well. Looks like they spray the foam in there after they get the bumper in there, so it protected it very well. We had no scratches or anything like that, and it's a completely powder coated design with like a wrinkle matte finish, and again, had no problems at all with the finish. We're just opening up the bag here, so again, completely protected from any moisture, any dust, anything else, and just a very simple packaging job that worked out very well. And you basically got the bull bar, and then you've got the bumper, and then you've got your couple of D-rings here, and then the nuts and bolts. And at first we thought that maybe everything was not there or was not included in the kit, like brackets and things like that, but later on we found out everything was absolutely there, and they had everything down to a T. So we started going ahead and disassembling the front bumper off of the Jeep. Again, our concern here was it looked so simple, and since it didn't have a factory bumper on it, that we thought we may run into issues where we didn't have brackets, but again, we did not have any issue there at all. We're removing the four 10mm bolts here that hold on this kind of Jeep plastic guard that comes standard on the Jeep. It's kind of a filler panel. We did not put it back on there because of the winch plate, but you could probably modify it and do so. Now we're coming over here to the bumper that we have unpackaged, and we're going to attach the bull bar. Now, this was one slight concern of ours. If you're using this for actually a lot of off-roading, the bull bar is not welded on to the bumper. It is just bolted on with two bolts that are, I don't know, they're probably 3/8-ish bolts, maybe, 8 or 10mm bolts that hold it on. It's nice and sturdy, but I don't think you want to be pulling on that a lot because, again, it's not welded onto the bumper itself. But again, if you're just using this as kind of more of a showpiece on the bull bar, it will be absolutely fine. Now, we also realized that because of the angle on that bumper, we needed to remove the fog lights that were in the bumper to be able to access where the bolts go in. You could access it. It was just kind of a pain to get to, and it was easier just to remove the one bolt and pull out the two fog lights, the two LED lights that come mounted in the bumper, and then run the bolts up through the bull bar and tighten that down, and then we could easily get back in there and replace those fog lights. Now, the fog lights are a very simple design. Again, 25 watts a piece. I'm sure they'll put off quite a bit of light, and then it's just basically a red and a black wire that you can wire into your existing lights if you have them. We didn't bother to do that on this video, but again, it'll be a very, very simple procedure. I'm not going to go through that right now with basically a power wire and a ground wire, so it's not going to be difficult at all. You can also see the top of the bumper here, the winch plate. So you see the 4 holes there. So it does come ready for a winch. There's also a winch slot on the front side. Also included with the bumper is a license plate bracket. So if you're required to run front plates in the state that you're in, you can mount a front plate, the license plate holder actually comes with it, and you have bolts to attach that as well. Here in Florida, we don't have to worry about that. We just have rear plates, so we did not mount the license plate holder. And here we're just remounting the front fog lights, and I'm just making sure that they're nice and flush on the front of the bumper and they're not angled one way or the other or up and down. If you do need to adjust these or aim these, you do have some bolts where you can adjust it, again, up and down as well as left and right. You can also see the wrinkle finish or the powder coated wrinkle finish on the bumper itself, and again, that's all the way inside and out around the bumper. Now we're going to take the bumper that was on there off, and we use our impact wrench, our Milwaukee impact, and I believe that was a T55 Torx to take out these bolts, and it ran those out no problem at all. There's 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom on each side of this. Just like the new bumper, this existing custom bumper was very easy and simplistic to take off, literally pulling these 6 bolts out after we pulled that filler panel off, and this thing's really just going to come right off. Now, rust was really starting to get at this bumper on the inside as well as on these bolts. Some of the threads were just about gone, so we had no issues pulling them out, but it probably wouldn't be too long and they would have been rusted pretty solid. So again, here we are, just going to grab this, do a little wiggle on it, and pull it right off the Jeep without issue. And then we take our Hooke Road bumper, and again, no brackets needed at all. This thing just slides right on the frame rails. No brackets needed, no special anything needed, and everything's going to line right up as well. So we had no issues. Didn't have to take any crowbars or pry bars or screwdrivers or anything to line up holes. You can see there's kind of like a keyhole here on the bottom to be able to line up with the hole on the bottom of those frame rails. And then you have these kind of big sturdy plate washers that they include, big rectangle washers that you include, as well as with the lock washer and the bolts that are all included with this kit. And you're just going to thread them all. So we threaded the bottom ones first, and then you'll see the top ones. There's actually 4 that go on the top, 2 on each side. It's a little bit trickier to get in. It was not difficult whatsoever. You're just kind of, a minimized space, if you will, but there is access to it, and it's not that big of a pain. And again, you'll see it here in just one moment. Right now, we're just getting these both of these bolts started and trying to get all of our bolts started before we tighten any of these down. And I'm also trying to straighten them out and just kind of get those rectangle washers in place to where when we start tightening, they don't rotate, just to try to line it up to give it some symmetry, if you will. Just kind of something that bugs me a little bit. But anybody else, you may just put the impact to it and be done. But again, we still have to align the top bolts and get those started as well. Once again, this is just my OCD setting in here, where I'm trying to make sure that it's kind of perfectly in the middle and perfectly fore and aft, and making sure that this is where I want it to look, and even when I get up top, I'm going to line it with the fenders and such. And now here's where you can see the access to those 4 bolts, 2 bolts on each side. The angle of the bumper comes up right kind of above it, beside it, and so you don't have kind of straight up access. So you lean them in a little bit and get them started. But again, we had no issues whatsoever. Just kind of a funky area to get into, just get you some decent lighting, and you should be able to see it as well as feel it and get those started. And then you'll have to tighten those with a wrench. Now, we used our Milwaukee ratcheting wrench, no problem whatsoever to get in there and still get a lot of swing and be able to tighten those down. And we made sure that everything was centered up, that all the bolts were started, and then we just kind of went to town with tightening these with the ratchet. We'll come along here in a moment and hit that bottom one again with the impact wrench and make sure that one's tight, and then we'll get over to the other side and get those tightened down as well. This gives you an idea also is kind of the interior wrinkle finish on that coating on that bumper as well, and you see that fog light in there with the wiring that again needs to be attached. So hit that one with the impact wrench, and we're pretty much wrapped up. other than attaching these D-rings. I think these D-rings are rated at 9,500 pounds. I believe the winch plate is rated at 12,000 pounds. And this whole bumper is made out of 11 gauge and or 1/8 inch steel plate and all welded together. So you're going to have some decent strength there. Now, I wouldn't be snatching out, 3/4 ton trucks out of the ditches with this. But as far as getting stuck and, having your winch on there to be able to pull out, I don't think you're going to have an issue whatsoever. Nice looking D-rings on there that are all included. You see the front slot for the winch. So nice looking bumper from Hooke Road, and installation could not be easier. Looks a lot better than that kind of hideous looking underbite bumper that was on there. This runs about $210, sometimes $230, but check it out from Hooke Road.